I just watched Siege. Huh. Aren't her thighs supposed to be bigger? Welcome to my channel. On today's review, I'm going to be taking a look at Transformers Earthrise, War for Cybertron Trilogy, Arcee. And let's start with the package real fast here. And pretty much that box art looks absolutely gorgeous. Very, very cool. And then we have the front, Arcee here, Earthrise, Transformers, Generations, Takara. On the sides, the Generations thing with the arc crashing on Earth. And then on the back of the box we have Arcee in robot mode, and with her hover slash stand. I'm trying to figure that one out still. Anybody in the comments knows, let me know. 15 steps, convertible. I think this is a hoverboard though. Anyway, that's it for the box. And here we have Arcee in her pink convertible, and it's really pink. I like the molded detail with the seats here, like how the windshield looks really futuristic, like how they have the molded detail for like the steering wheel in there. You got the console. I think that was a nice little touch there. And we have the center. And here we got the spoiler. On the front we got that nice molded detail. Just wish they would have painted these maybe a different color there just for the headlights, but that's just very, very minor. Overall, I think this car mode is very cool, considering it on the back we got the two plugs here that you can add blast effects to, or right here or here, which is pretty neat. There are no 5mm ports on the car mode whatsoever, but that's okay. And it does roll back and forth. Okay, does it on a better, different type of surface. Isn't the greatest way to show, but pretty much all the wheels spin, which is pretty neat. She has her weapon here, her pistol. Looks very, very cool. It's like that translucent, maybe not translucent, that might be the wrong word there, but it's different. I actually really like this thing. It's pretty cool. Very, very cool. Nice detail on it on both sides. And as I just showed, this little tab here goes in this hole here, you know, for weapon storage, which is pretty cool. And it doesn't affect when it's rolling back and forth. Really cool. And then also, here's the undercarriage, and it's pretty much, Arcee is a shell former, but that's okay. That's the first time that fell out. Let's put that back. There we go. Okay, we're having problems. We're just going to move that off to the side. And here I have Arcee next to Earthrise Smokescreen in vehicle mode, just to show off a nice comparison between the two. And overall, Smokescreen is longer, but he is definitely thinner as well. It's pretty cool. A transformation. So, what we're going to do, we're going to come under here, going to bring the leg out like this, and then turn just to get the leg straightened out. Also as well, do that. You're going to bring the legs out, fold. You're going to lift up. You're going to lift all the way up and free her, because there's a pin back here that goes into her back that would keep her from moving. So basically, if you got that, you can get her arms free. Yeah, it's a little awkward, but it does work. And then after that, you're going to take a hold onto the thigh and turn from here to turn her leg around. You're going to fix her foot. You're going to do the same thing. So you're going to have her standing. It's a little awkward because right now her head is backwards, but you just turn it. There we go. So at least we can see Arcee's face. Now, you're going to fold that just like that, okay? And you're also going to go over here. And it's tabbed in, and you're just going to tab that, tab it into there. Secured. Then, once you have that, she's on a hinge on her back, and you got to move her up. So as you do that, that's going to free all this up, which is a good thing. But also, before you do that, fold these in. Oh, I forgot this piece right here. There we go. So there's that. And then they're going to tab in just like that. It's a little different than a usual Transformer, in my opinion. It feels more like a studio series from, not that I knock the Bayverse, but reminds me of, the transformation reminds me more of, I would say, from the Wreckers, from my experience, but I could be wrong. But yeah, that's just my little 2 cents there. But overall, I mean, I like those figures. I prefer something when you transform it, it's not a shell, and you just pull the shell back and you got the backpack. But at least for what we're going to do next, so now let's take a look at taking her backpack off. And it's pretty cool how they did this. I'm just going to take her gun out of her hand. I mean, it's probably fine, but I just want to get a little closer. There's this button right here, this piece, and you press on it, and it's going to release this piece here, which in turn is going to free this side, because mainly it's this side holding it locked in between the two. So you press in, and that's going to free that. So you see that's free. Just come over here, and it will just slide out like that. So now you don't have that anymore. So we're going to bring Arcee back just like that. Going to come up to this, and this is going to get flipped around a certain way. Oh, turn it around. But there's not much to this. You don't do this. You don't do this. You just keep it flat. You just turn this piece around. You don't do any of this. You know, it's just this. You're done. And I'm okay with that. But I like the fact that she can peg in. She has the 5mm port holes on her feet, on her heels, and then in the front of her foot, or toes basically. You have these little, they tap into these spots right here. And it takes a little trial and error sometimes, not always. And so the first one went perfectly fine, and then the second one, hang on, let's readjust. So we want, which is pretty cool. And you can put her in a nice pose, like she has her own, stand. Like you don't have to buy her a stand or anything. Alright, so let's take a look at that flexibility here. So overall, with this piece in the way, she can't get her arms all the way back, but if you kind of just wiggle around, I mean, she's pretty flexible for what she can do. She does have the bicep swivel. She does have the elbow going at least way more than 90 degrees. She does have some wrist articulation. Her hands are a little bit different than typical figures. She has those, well, she has more petite looking fingers because, you know, it's RC. And she's pretty much show accurate. Very, very close. So it's going to be different, which is good. The face sculpt, the blue eyes, the white, the Princess Leia looking hair style, but in robot form, looks perfect. The molded detail on her head in general looks good. The back, I'm just going to take another look. That's the hood of the car. Looks good. And she does have, she can kick forward. She has double jointed knees, so she can really bend. Ankle tilt she has right here. She don't have ankle tilt. She just has, her ankles can basically go, her feet can go up and down. There's no ankle tilt, just the way it's made, which I'm kind of surprised, but it's okay, because this figure is very, very cool. Very, very G1 accurate, in my opinion. So there's that. So here I have RC next to Earthrise Smokescreen. And it's pretty accurate. Smokescreen should be just slightly taller than her. Very cool. Damn. Just a few things to get out of the way. And one I didn't show. You can store the weapon behind her waist, basically. So she don't have to hold it, which is really cool in robot mode. My final thoughts on this figure for Transformers Earthrise Arcee. It's phenomenal. There's no way to get around that. It's really well made, even for a shell former, but considering the circumstances on her scale compared to like Smokescreen or the Alicon and some of the other bots, this is very accurate, which we've been waiting for a figure like this for quite a while. There is a few others out there, but I think this is by far the best. I like how this piece right here, it detaches and it adds a little like stand. I think that's very, very cool. I have seen some people take the pin out of this part right there off that hinge, so it would remove this. I'm not going to do that. If you want to, that's totally up to you. That would get rid of this little bit of backpack, but I think this is as close as we're gonna get to having something very, very accurate, besides like a masterpiece scale. Honestly, I don't have much else to say about this figure. It's awesome, and I'm happy to add it to my collection along with the last few Earthrise figures that I have reviewed, and I'm happy there are more on the way. So with that being said, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will be bringing more Transformer content. Thank you.